Krishna Kaur. I'm the founder of Yoga for Youth. Yoga for Youth is an organization that serves young people, mostly those who are challenged in some way. We consider them at-risk youth often. They're urban kids usually, and these are youngsters who have a challenging time of life and probably would not normally walk into a yoga center. But we take yoga to them because we want to give them an opportunity to access more of their gifts, more of their talents, more of their greatness. In fact, that's what the Y.O.G.A. and Yoga for Youth stands for, Your Own Greatness Affirmed. There's one situation where a youngster, he was a kind of a big guy. He was at this camp that was geared towards sports. They played against some of the high schools in the area, football and basketball and track and so forth. This young man, he was a real lover of the practice of yoga. He just got it so deeply. He loved stretching and challenging his body in so many ways. But I kept noticing that there'd be times that he wouldn't show up to the class. So I asked the kids, well, where is, I'll just say John for now. Where's John? Man, he's in lockdown again. You know John, he's always fighting, and so he keeps getting thrown into lockdown. I said, oh, wow, that's too bad, you know? One day I walked on campus, and here comes John, running across the campus, yelling, waving his arms, ma'am, ma'am, yoga lady. I said, who is this kid running across the yard with me like this? He said, I did it. Ma'am, I did it. I said, what? What did you do? He said, I didn't hit him. I did that long, deep breathing thing you showed me, ma'am, and I didn't hit him. I thought, wow, that's beautiful. Here's a young kid who found another way to be powerful. And that's what we want. Let them discover that power, that greatness within themselves, so that they can become better human beings and feel happier in their lives. There's another story. My personal practice is the style of Kundalini Yoga, and it encompasses postures and movement and breath and meditation, mantras. And my teacher Yogi Bhajan talked a lot about the Aquarian age and how we are on the cusp of the Aquarian age, and that we're moving into a time where there'll be many, many challenges that we'll be facing as we break through this old way of being, this old way of doing things, this old way of thinking into a new, more progressive, more elevated, more spiritual way of relating to each other and of doing life. I see that this time that we're in right now is exciting because there's a lot more yoga being taught everywhere. There are just hundreds and thousands of people practicing yoga like never before. And so consciousness is shifting. People are awakening to a sense of community, a sense of humanity, a sense of wanting to be a part of a larger community that's of service. One of the institutions, one of the organizations, one of the seeds of thought, the visions about that is coming through YogaEarth. YogaEarth is acting as a catalyst for bringing forth to a wider community so many healthy ways of doing life, of thinking about ourselves, and of trying to shift and change the way we habitually interact with some of the things in our lives, so that the stress starts to leave, anger starts to leave, doubt, insecurity, fear. These things start to move a little bit away from our present moment, and I think that's a wonderful, healthy time for us all right now. I'm very grateful, and Yoga for Youth is very grateful to be a part of the YogaEarth family and to be able to be a partner in their movement towards bringing more healthy ideas and thoughts and practices to our planet.